Are you feeling overwhelmed, jumping from one thing to the next, doing all kinds of busy work and feeling like you're getting nowhere? And is the lack of consistent income destroying your real estate career? I've coached over 10,000 agents to take more listings and make more money by following a structured daily routine. And I'm going to share with you exactly what that daily routine is so you can make more money and get your personal time back. And this is not some complicated system. It's very easy and anyone can do it. The first non-negotiable step to all of this is focusing on income producing activities. If something is not making you money, you're not going to do it. This is not about staying busy. This is about making money. That's what this real estate career is supposed to do for you. We're going to start the day at 6 a.m. From 6 a.m. until 12 p.m. That's your morning block. And for you to have a productive morning, you have to realize that your day starts the night before. And with that in mind, you need to be in bed at 10 p.m. You cannot go to sleep late, have dinner late, go out partying. No, for you to be up at 6 a.m. and ready to have an incredibly powerful day, 10 a.m., you're in bed. That's when your day starts. Then you wake up at 6 a.m. and first thing you do is prime your mind. There is nothing more important to your success as a real estate agent than having a series of powerful, productive days, because it's one day at a time. And when you accumulate powerful day after powerful day, you end up with an incredible career. You have to control what's going on in your head. And that's not going to happen by default. By default, what's going on in our heads is out of control. So you're going to have to take the initiative to put powerful, positive, motivational, inspirational ideas in your mind first thing in the morning. You could read a few pages of a powerful, inspirational book, motivational book. There's so many out there. You can listen to an audiobook. You can come to YouTube and watch some videos that get you excited and pumped up to have a great day. You should have goals, so you could review your goals, your schedule, your routine for the day that I'm giving you here. Something to get your mind ready. The next thing you do after you prime your mind, you gotta practice. Practice what? What you're gonna say to people when you talk to them, because you're gonna have to talk to people to find the ones that want to sell, so you could go out and do a listing appointment, take a listing, get it well priced, and get it sold. That's how profitability and productivity and efficiency happens in real estate. So you gotta practice what you're gonna say, what script you're gonna use, the objection handlers. The best way for you to practice is taking the scripts you're going to use. You could download my script book for free. Read the scripts out loud as fast as you can, over and over and over and over and over. Maybe spend 15 minutes in the morning. It's not that big a deal to warm up, to get your mouth moving. And when you read it out loud as fast as you can, it helps you memorize the script. Memorizing is the first thing you have to do. Then you keep practicing and practicing and reading it out loud as fast as you can, over and over, and you're going to internalize them, and eventually you're going to own these scripts, meaning it's not a script anymore. It's just the way that you talk. It sounds natural and conversational. That's when scripts become really, really powerful. Then part of your practice is also finding a great role play partner that kick your butt when you're role playing. A tough role play partner, not someone who's like everything you say, sure, yeah, no problem. They're just reading the script to you or some kind of following a script. You know why that's not going to help you get better at all? Because when you get on a real call with a real seller, They're not going to sound like that. And the only way that role play is actually going to help you get better, because this is practice, is meant for you to get better, is when you find a tough role play partner that actually sounds like a real seller on the phone, challenges you, gives you objections, says no, all kinds of stuff. So find that kind of role play partner and ask them for honest feedback. Don't get offended if they say, wow, that was bad. I don't think I'd give you an appointment if you had actually called me, because you did this and did that didn't work. And here's what I think you can do to improve. You got to be open to receiving honest feedback. Otherwise, this is a waste of time. At 8 a.m. local time, you're going to start dialing. That is your prospecting time. Now, I know maybe you'll freak out, but if you want to make a lot of money and you want to succeed in real estate, and you don't want to just do busy work, you're going to have to actually focus and follow through. Like I said, and I'll repeat, I'm kind of even scared of saying this to some of you, because you're like, oh my gosh, how many people do I have to talk to? Well, I was actually going to say just minimum, okay? 30 people in the morning. You got to talk to 30 people. Maybe if you've never done this before, you start with 5 and do that for a few days. Then go to 10 and then 15. Build it up little by little. But bottom line, minimum 30 people you have to talk to in the morning. And the goal is 10 per hour. So you start at 8 a.m. You're going to spend 3 hours on the phone. Actually, I'm giving you options here, because in the beginning, I'm giving you 4 hours to talk to 30 people. Since the goal is 10 per hour, eventually, as you get better and better, you should be able to talk to 40 people in the morning, or maybe even 50 people. It's going to depend on a lot of things, especially who you talk to. So with that, I want to take you to the priority of the calls that you're going to make. Okay, I get on the phone at 8 a.m. Who do I call? New, expired listings, canceled listings. Those are the first calls you're going to make every single day. Highest priority. These people want to sell and they relist quickly. After that, you're going to call new for sale by owners. Then you're going to go to old expireds and canceled listings. Then you're going to go to old for sale by owners. A new one is like today's. Yesterday, they're old. So you go in chronological order backwards. Then you're going to call for rent by owners. Another great source of business. They have their house for rent, but many of them would rather sell it if they actually believed they could do it at a price that they would be happy with. And when you call and have a powerful conversation with them, many of them would actually list and sell with you. Then you're going to call circle prospecting around neighborhoods. I started my career doing that, and you are going to find people that want to sell. And these days, it's so much easier, because you could actually target their algorithms that tell you in a neighborhood of 2, 3, 5,000 homes, who are the homeowners that are likely to sell. That's amazing. You're going to call those first. Then you're going to call absentee owners. There are ways for you to actually find those and target those. And then you're going to go to everybody else. And in that mix, you're going to also talk to some of your sphere of influence and past clients. You have to record your calls. I'm going to tell you later what to do with it at the end of the day. But your prospecting calls need to be recorded. Then you're going to remember that when you are actually making these calls from 8 a.m. till 12 p.m., you have one goal: set a listing appointment. You're not accumulating leads, you are setting appointments. What are leads good for? If you've gotten leads before, you know that many of them will never answer the phone again. You won't talk to them again. You're going to keep calling. And a lot of them are going to list with an agent before you even are able to call them back. So appointments is where it's at. Are you afraid of making these calls? You have to face your fears. Having fear of getting hung up on, being embarrassed because they give you an objection and you don't know what to say. It's normal. Every human being We all have fears in different situations, in different ways. And the only way that you're going to overcome the fear is by doing the thing that you fear. You don't overcome fear by sitting around and thinking about, oh, I'm really afraid of calling for sale by owners. I heard they eat their young, so I don't want to do that. Thinking is not going to help you. So actually, it will make it a lot worse. Not it will help you. It's actually going to get you down a very negative hole. So you got to face it. You got to do it. A great way for you to overcome fear is take on the 100 rejection challenge. Set yourself up one day, start at 8 a.m., and you're just going to spend the whole entire day dialing and talking to people until 100 people hang up on you. The next day, you're not going to be afraid of it anymore. That's how quickly you could get over it. The next thing you're going to do while you're making calls, you're going to track the objections that you get. Take a notepad, pen, put it by your phone. Every time somebody hangs up on you and they give you an objection, you don't know what to do or what to say, write down what that objection was. Just make a quick list and keep dialing. When you find somebody that wants to sell and you're using my scripts and you set an appointment, you're going to pre-qualify that appointment. 100% of them. You're never going to set an appointment, hang up, and just show up to somebody's house without pre-qualifying. This is a critical part. We're talking about income producing activities. We're not just want to stay busy talking to strangers. We want to make money. And to make money, you have to take listings that sell. And to do that, you must pre-qualify all of your appointments. Next thing you're going to do in the morning, track what you're doing. Because I'm going to tell you later again why this is important and what you're going to do with it. First of all, the time, right? You're starting at 8 a.m. Okay, 8 a.m. You don't need to track dials. You need to track conversations that you have with people. Because I gave you a goal of 30 conversations, 10 per hour, and to build on that. So you got to know how many people you're talking to, how many appointments you're setting, how many appointments you're going on. You have to track your results. You're already tracking your objections. Next block of time, 12 to 1 p.m., you get to have lunch. But it's going to be a working lunch because you're a professional, you're committed to making money, taking listings, getting better. So as you eat your lunch, I mean, if you one day go out to lunch with a coworker, a friend or whatever, great. But on a daily basis, if you're eating in your home or office, make it a working lunch. While you are having your lunch, listen to two of your prospecting calls from the morning. Remember I told you to actually record your calls? So pick 2 calls that you know were challenging, like you couldn't get past, a bunch of objections. Listen to them so you can acknowledge what you said and how you said it, what you sounded like, and critique those calls. What could I have done better? How do I improve on my next call? Would I have given myself an appointment if I received that call from a real estate agent? Also, during your working lunch, take a look at that list of objections that you wrote down and think about, okay, what could I have said here? How could I have responded that would have led me to an appointment? There are lots of videos on my channel on handling objections. So go find them. I'll remind you at the end of this video, okay? But the point is, what could I learn from listening to my calls and these objections that I received today? So next time I hear them, because you're hearing the same objections every day, I will know how to respond better. And then part of your working lunch is a mindset check, okay? Put another few minutes of an audio book or watch another video or read a few pages of an audio of a great motivational, inspirational book so that you can start your afternoon in a powerful mental state. Now, the rest of your day is from 1 p.m. until 7 p.m. That's when your day ends, at 7 p.m. I give you 30 minutes to do administrative work. Whatever that is for you, you need to do, take 30 minutes at 1 p.m. Then If you have listing appointments in the afternoon, you're going to prepare a market analysis, a detailed, well-prepared market analysis. This is critical for you to be able to take well-priced listings. So you're going to do that, and you're going to actually study the comparables so you understand how to present them and sound like an expert. You're going to take some time to practice your listing presentation. Videos, plenty of videos on my channel on how to do a listing presentation. And there's actually some role plays too. You're going to practice, read the listing presentation script again out loud as fast as you can. You could do it once. That one's a little bit longer. It's not that long, but it's obviously longer than the scripts over the phone. And maybe even do a role play of a listing presentation. And obviously you're going to go on appointments. Some days, depending on the time you have a listing appointment, you may not have time to do a role play. But obviously you got to prepare your CMA and go on appointments. From 1 to 7, that's what I would love for you to be doing. Wouldn't you love that? Spend your whole afternoons just going on listing appointments? Amazing. If you don't have appointments to go on in the afternoon, after you practice your listing presentation, even if you don't have an appointment, you should do that in the afternoon. Then you should go door knocking. Door knock. Who do I door knock? Expireds and for sale by owners that didn't answer the phone in the morning. Expireds, for sale by owners that are on the do not call list. Leads that you might have. Few leads. You don't accumulate a bunch of leads, but you're going to end up with a few. You talk to them on the phone. You couldn't get an appointment. Great. Go to the door, knock on their door, and go talk to them. What else do you do in the afternoon? Maybe from 2 to 5, you could go door knocking. Then you come back to your home or office. Between 6 and 7 p.m., you should be back on the phone, calling people again. Who do I call? Facebooks and expireds that didn't answer the phone in the morning. Any leads that you might have. Some older Facebooks and old expireds. 1 hour of evening, late afternoon, early evening, 6 to 7 p.m. prospecting. It is a great time to talk to people, not instead of calling in the morning. In addition to, I did that for probably 4 years, my first 4 years in real estate. In order to prepare for the week, you're going to take 2 hours on Sunday to actually plan and prepare. Every day, when you get on the phone at 8 a.m., you're going to start calling FSBOs and expireds. But when it comes to those neighborhood calls, because you're going to get to that, I don't know that many agents that have enough expireds and FSBOs to call for 3 hours. You may be calling old ones, but there's a point where you're going to have to let go of the old ones because you've been calling the same people for 3 months and they don't answer the phone. So maybe it's time to move on. You're not going to do that. You got to track things. I've done videos on that too. I don't want to go down that path right now because I could take quite a while talking about that. But you got to start the week with 500 circle prospecting numbers per day in front of you. So 5 days a week, 500 a day is 2,500 circle prospecting numbers. And you got to get this together on Sunday. So on Monday, after you call all the FSBOs expired for and by owners canceled listings, you're not like, oops, I don't have any circle prospecting numbers to call. Or Tuesday, you run out of phone numbers. You plan and prepare on Sunday. And 2 hours on a Sunday, whatever time is good for you, is plenty. Next thing you're going to do on Sunday is you're going to prepare some listing folders for your listing appointments. All of the documents and paperwork, everything in folders, 5 of them, ready to go. So when you set appointments, you're not like, oh, I need this paper, I need that disclosure. No, everything is there and it's ready. A listing agreement is filled out already with all the information that you could fill out. Your commission, you're not going to put the expiration date yet because you don't know what day you're listing, but anything that is filled out that you could actually have it done, you have it prepared, you got your 5 folders for the week. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to plan and adjust. And remember, I told you got to track your numbers when you're making calls. Track all of your numbers, right? Your appointments you go on, the listings you take, the ones that sell, though even the ones that expire. If you eventually you're gonna get an expired listing yourself. You got to track everything. And so on Sunday, you're gonna sit with your numbers for the previous week, and you're gonna look at what you did well and what didn't is not doing so well that you need to adjust, that you need to change, that you need to improve. You can also look at your numbers for the year, because when you track, you're going to have a year to date where you're at. So you could see if you're on track, if you're behind, and make adjustments. Because when you are behind, you don't change your goals for the year. You actually adjust your plan so you can get going here, get caught up with the goals that you set. We don't lower goals, we adjust our plan. And then the last thing you're going to do during the week, at some point, you have to record a listing presentation. You have to do it. You could ask a friend, a coworker, an agent in your office, your broker to role play with you once a week. You got to videotape, and then you got to watch yourself doing your presentation and listen, obviously, to the delivery and your body language. This is critical because that is how you improve. You listen and you watch what you do, and you get maybe even some feedback from the person you're presenting to, and you are going to critique yourself. Sometimes, most people, we are our toughest critic, but it's necessary because you can't change and improve something that you're unaware of. And we're often not aware of what we look like and what we sound unless we hear back and we see ourselves. That's how we get better. Now, having a schedule and a daily routine already puts you way ahead of other real estate agents. But the truth is, 87% of agents fail. So in order to make sure that you have long-term success in your career, watch this video that's going to help you set the foundation to be productive and profitable. And if you're ready to take the next step and go to the next level, and you could use some help, check out the link to SalesX training in the description of this video so you can join a powerful community of agents that are like-minded and working on the same goals that you are working towards every single day.